So I'm going to apologize to the audience because I have to look at my back sweat, but I felt that I owed it to my class, since it's their address, to look at them because they need to see this ugly mug one last time. I hope you're ready. Going into this speech, I didn't know what to expect. I never have a plan when it comes to anything, so to say it's a roller coaster is an understatement. You're probably gonna laugh, you're definitely gonna cry, and hopefully you're gonna enjoy. If nothing else, I guarantee two things. This is absolutely canon, and it's absolutely from the heart. Rewind 6 years. You're all in 7th grade, I'm finishing the last stretch of student teaching, and none of us know what's going on. I remember the first time I walked into Miss Hurston's room. Plastered all over the whiteboard is my name. No spelling the same, none of them right. And it was then that I knew this is gonna be a good semester. And from what you tell me, it was. We still remember Hercules and his labors because even to this day, I am reminded about mythology class every day. I'm also reminded about Tom Sawyer and how no one knew what was going on, but if it's any sort of recognition, I don't either. And for the baseball team, I am still known as Coach Carter for making them run a ridiculous amount of down and backs, but nobody mouthed off after that. In the midst of all the chaos and hormonal rampage that was 7th grade, I found comfort in a great group of kids. When I was offered a position at the high school the following year, I was stoked. Not so much that I got a paying job right out of college, but more so because I was going to see you all again. And when the idea of being the class advisor came up, there was no hesitation. It was perfect. We were both new to the school, we still didn't know what was going on, and we could just figure it out together. It was great. Now, don't get me wrong. There were some bumps and bruises along the way. There was plenty of crying and questioning. There were some accidents, Willow. And I don't know about all of you, but I enjoyed every step of the way. Homecomings were always an adventure. From Parker showing his love for the Three Stooges, yeah, exactly, to playing manhunt at Sam's house and literally getting lost down a road because I really didn't want to get caught and I didn't stop running. To Nolan doing handstands in the middle of the road and wondering how much paperwork I would have to do if he got hit right now. We might never have won the banner. I just think it was rigged. I think Devin was too good and they just wanted to keep it fair. But no other class had a mammoth. And I think that encapsulates our class. We never were afraid to take the risk to get the reward. We always pushed ourselves to be better, regardless of where we've been. That's why we're memorable. I don't think anyone's gonna forget our little dance number with Grease, or our really cool Bowser. But the fun didn't stop at homecoming. The multitude of quirky and weird connections we have is borderline insane. I guess that's just how Mafia works. Anytime I walk down the halls and see my boys, I would offer them my lunch money so I wouldn't get mugged. And I thought it was really cute when one time they thought that they listened to metal because they listened to Psychosocial one time. It's not metal. It's not even close. I still don't know what a JoJo reference is, but apparently this is a JoJo reference. I still think J.R.R. Tolkien is overrated. I still find that video of Chandler eating it in the snow the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. I still think Ethan needs to break the most worn hats at a time record. I still think Lily's hair looks like ramen. I'm just convinced it is. And I still think that Kiley makes the most delicious food. Because she was the only one that would share at me, and all of you are selfish. So, like anything else I do, this is last minute. So I asked you all to give me some ideas on things I have said to you that have lasted throughout the years. Like my isms, right? Because I have a lot of them. I figured the amount of time we spent together, I'd have a solid list to look back on, reflect, reminisce, all good times. I didn't know if I should be honored or horrified when the only response that I got was, and I quote, "I literally hate you." Now, see, it sounds bad to the audience, but it is what it is. But just because something's true doesn't mean it has to be said. And there are plenty of other things that I have said to you that you could have gone with. So, to remind you, I made a little list because I'm not about the disingenuous and cliche advice. So here are the words of wisdom that have echoed throughout my classroom. Number 1, I will always beat you at anything ever, forever. Number 2, you don't hate me. You're just mad that I'm right and you're wrong. Number 3, don't date boys or girls because they're dumb. Find men and women instead because there's a huge difference. Number 4, I only pick on the ones that I love, so I must love you a lot. Number 5, what are you looking at? Do you want to fight? Because this is how you get fought. And finally, the most important piece of advice. You are the most important person in your life. All jokes aside, that was always my main mission. It was never about the teaching. It was about life. It was real. It was about you. It was to show you that beyond these walls, you were more than what you are now. It was to be that person that you could rely on when you needed someone the most. It was to love you and accept you unconditionally, to build the relationships we established, to allow you to fail, dust off, and try again, knowing that I was in your corner every step of the way. And that's why this next part is hard. I remember the first time I said goodbye to you all. It was uncertain where I would teach or even what I was going to do. The only thing that was certain was how delicious that peanut butter cake was. You think it'd be easy to say goodbye now, but the truth is, the second time is even harder. You were my family away from home, the people that I love and care about the most. You were the ones that I counted on. You were all I knew coming into this, and now I have to learn how to get by without you. But don't be mistaken. I am beyond happy for all that you have accomplished. I am excited to see where life takes you, and I am proud and privileged to have been your advisor these 4 years. So if I'm to end this, it's going to be with thank you. Thank you for making my days bearable. Thank you for showing me the reason that I come to school. Thank you for being that why for me. And always remember, regardless of where you end up and what you do, I literally hate you. Thank you.